Right, Darren, good to see you as always. Your first game for Rush Green is obviously against Cheltenham, and you haven't played much football at that point. What was it like getting thrust straight into that? Also with David Piper midfield, who hadn't played there that much. The two first choice midfielders at that time were both out, weren't they?
That's right, yeah. I remember Sinks and Wedge were both suspended, so it just felt that me and Piper started in there. And like you say, I hadn't played really any football up until that point. I trained all through the summer and all through pre-season, but as everyone's well aware, that games are completely different to training. You need that match sharpness. So I played a couple of friendlies sort of behind closed doors games before that, but to go straight into the full 90 minutes, in all honesty, I think it was probably the best game for me because the adrenaline and it was a big game, and the atmosphere as well. You know, that pulls you through a lot. So yeah, I loved it. You know, and I got through it okay. It was the game after that I started to feel it a little bit. But yeah, since then I've obviously played a good chunk of games now, and I feel a lot better in terms of match fitness.
So when you look back on that, was that an important period in your career just to get playing again, even though I'm sure you wanted to be playing at a high level at that time?
Yeah, it was huge, and obviously I'd had the previous season completely off through injury. Had sort of complications. I wanted to try and get back playing that season, but I had complication and infection and stuff. So yeah, I came into the next season needing to play, needing to prove to people that I was fit. I could still be the player I was. But opportunities at the championship level where I was, League One, weren't really offering themselves to me. And at the time, obviously, Mark Yates came to me and offered me an opportunity to play. So
yeah, I think you got close to 40 games under your belt, having come back from such a long break. So were you quite pleased, even though it ended in disappointment in terms of the playoff semi-final defeat? Were you quite pleased with your comeback?
I was, yeah, especially the first half of the season. I felt like I was getting into a real good flow. I'd scored I think it's about 5 goals by the New Year. But then I had the game at Oxford on New Year's Day that just a freak. I took a freak ball in the face and ended up going over on my ankle. And that really hindered me the second half of the season, which was frustrating. Another injury that sort of I was playing through. So I felt like I never really got going again the second half, or carried on, continued what I'd sort of built up to the new year. So that was a little bit frustrating, but as a year, in the whole, for me, games played and everything, obviously it was a positive step.
How would you sum up that couple of years at Southampton?
Topsy-turvy. Obviously when I joined, Andy Boothroyd took the team to the playoff final again, and they'd lost that year. And he was sort of rebuilding the team to go again. Never quite panned out how he wanted, and we started very badly, and ended up that season struggling big time, and had a massive turnaround sort of into the new year, and managed to stay up on the last day, which was fantastic. And then the second year, yeah, we sort of were hovering around at the playoffs a little bit. Never quite made it, so sort of again a little bit of a disappointment, but thoroughly enjoyed my 2 years there, and it's sad to see the club are sort of struggling at the minute behind the scenes, and hopefully they pull through that.
Yeah. Go back to 18-year-old Darren Carter, world at your feet. What an incredible start to your career for your hometown club. Mm-hmm. I think you came on in the playoff final, didn't you, against Norwich?
Yeah.
Talk me through what happened.
It was a crazy season really, and even thinking back now with sort of complete reflection, I'd gone from making my debut in January, which at the time was sort of a shock to me, to go straight in. I'd been in and around training with the first team, but never really had any inkling that I'd be thrown in to start a game, and it came in a local derby against West Brom. To then all of a sudden be at Cardiff in May with a chance for us to go up to the Premier League. It was just such a blur really, and a roller coaster. But the day itself, I came on. It was about 70 minutes. The game went to extra time and then penalties. But I don't know, that day I just felt so confident that we'd win the game. I was confident anyway. I'd been practicing penalties all the way up to the game. Steve Bruce had really been thorough with that, even practicing the walk from the halfway line and everything, trying to recreate it as best as we could. I was down to take the fourth penalty, and as fate would have it, I got the chance to score the winner. So yeah, unbelievable day.
Yeah, you mentioned Cristiano Ronaldo there, and I don't know if you played against him in the Premier League, but you definitely played against him for England under 20s, didn't you?
Yeah,
Tell us
that's
about
right.
that.
Yeah, it was a tournament in Toulon, and we played Portugal in the first game, and I think it was just before half time. Cristiano Ronaldo played in that game, and there was a little bit of hype around him at that time. He was at Sporting, and I think Manchester United and a few other clubs had sort of been touting him. So he was well known by then. And yeah, just before half time, it goes down that I committed a foul on him personally to get sent off, but it wasn't. He was playing in the game, it was someone else. I put in a sort of a hefty tackle, which over here would be deemed a good tackle, whereas some of the foreign left refs over there at the time were sort of like, that's over the top, and gave me a red card. So I actually captained the side that day as well, so it wasn't great for me. But yeah, Cristiano Ronaldo had played in that game, and they went on to beat us 3-0. I think he scored one of the goals. So.